Yes, we are here. Full Blast Radio on a Wednesday, February 1st. Happy Black History. We are live on YouTube and Scratchy, the app for DJs, made by DJs, and also IG. And we are doing a dope interview. I cannot wait. The band is called Band Adu, the Sade Experience. And we have Jamelia from Band Adu. Jamelia, welcome. Full Blast Radio. Pleasure to have you here. We talk about everything you're doing with the band and music and everything in general.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Definitely. So I just want to just start from tell everyone where you're from and how you started with music, and did it start with the band or were you singing for a while? Like, when did that journey start?
Well, yeah, I've been singing since I was like 9 years old, and I've been in various bands, and I've done musical theater, and over the years, I've done a plethora of musical projects.
Nice.
And at the time, I started Band Adu in 2019. And at the time, I was in a corporate band, and a friend of mine was looking for a vocalist for his band, and he had already found someone, but he had asked me if I had ever considered starting my own band. Okay. And I said, not really, but if I did, it would be a Sade cover band. Okay. Because I love her music and I can sing in her range, and there's nothing like that out there. So
right.
So we bounced the idea back and forth, and he wasn't really excited about it. He said he went to a Sade concert and fell asleep.
Oh, wow.
But he talked to his wife, and his wife said, "No, Sade is it.
Yeah.
And then I did some research online, and there were a lot of bands playing Sade music, but they weren't playing it well.
Okay.
And so I went on this mission to be the best Sade tribute in the world. And so
Nice.
that's how the journey started for the band.
Nice. Yeah, we were talking off air, about just Sade, just what, she brings to the music world. She's completely separate herself from like, the R&B lane. Like she's just a class, of herself, and unique. She didn't have to, do what, the industry standards did. She's phenomenal, fans across the world. And she's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree. She is unbelievable. The musicianship of her band, her unique vocal. I've always been drawn to that.
Right.
I've always been drawn to the songwriting. For some reason, it just really always resonated with me with virtually every song.
Right.
And I mean, for years, I would have her greatest hits on repeat.
Yeah.
My car on the CD all the time.
Nonstop,
And
right?
yeah, I would never get tired of her music. And also like her humility, her not really conforming to industry standards or what the music industry would want her to be.
Exactly.
She just defied all of that, and she
Yeah.
just did her own thing and blazed her own path. And to me, that's admirable.
Yeah. Yeah. Her spirit, like you could just tell, it's so good. It's good, and it resonates, with the music. And when you make hits like I try every year, I just try to do a best of Sade, a mix, do something live, and it's like 2 hours nonstop of hit after hit after hit. They were talking about, when the verses were going down in the pandemic, they were saying, yeah, if we can get Sade verse, like Anita Baker or Sade, but
Oh my
and it's
gosh.
like, that would have hit, like, that would have probably broke the internet if it was like Sade and Anita Baker. And it wouldn't have been like a battle, like a rap thing. It would have been just a ode to their music, what they did for the culture. And it's just like she has so many number ones, to me, it's just,
Yeah, she's incredible, and Anita Baker too. I mean, I would love to sing her songs when I was in high school at talent shows.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of Anita Baker.
Yes.
And also with Sade's music, when I talk to people about this band, no matter their background, ethnicity, race, religion, gender, everybody loves Sade.
Everybody. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about music, we don't care about that. It brings people together. It really does. And you don't even think about,
right,
racial part of it. Yeah. So when did you like start, like when did it actually start, like doing the covers, and then when did it started growing?
So back in 2019, when I made a decision, I'm going to start this band and take a leap of faith and see if we can make this thing go. Of course, I've never started a band before, and I knew some musicians out there, but I wasn't that networked,
Okay.
in Atlanta, in the Atlanta kind of space, musician space.
Scene. Yeah.
And so, I had to go out there and recruit musicians and sell the idea of the Sade tribute when, there really isn't a tribute in Atlanta similar to ours. So it was a little trial and error. And for example, our current lead guitarist, Brendan, I met him in a coffee shop, and I told him about my idea, and he's like, yeah, sure. I used to listen to Sade's music when I was in college. It was living in Michigan, going to school, and I've never really played her music, but I can give it a shot. And I'm just like, you're hired.
Yeah,
Okay.
on
It's
the
like,
spot.
okay, we got one person.
Mhm.
And then a friend of mine introduced me to our current bass player, who's really been with the band since day one. I mean,
Okay.
literally since the first rehearsal. And he's maybe missed one rehearsal. And he's been so dedicated and amazing. And so slowly but surely we're, building out the pieces. And that was in 2019. So the latter, that was, I would say, springtime. And then, summer came, we had a few rotations of folks come through. And then the latter part of 2019, we brought in our sax player and our background vocalist, who's been with us ever since. And oh, by the way, our lead guitarist, when I met with him and he agreed to join the band, I had never heard him play.
So you were like, uh-oh, let me.
Yeah.
Right?
I had never heard him play but whoa, I mean, wait till you hear him. He is, I'm trying to talk him into being a rock star. He is amazing. He's a professor by day and a family man, and he just shreds the guitar at night. It's just amazing. But anyway, so by the latter part of 2019, we had our pieces and we were like, let's do this. We were rehearsing almost every week, and the bass player's wedding was coming up, and so we played the wedding. I think that was our very first gig.
Okay.
And then the next show we did. Are you familiar with the Music Room?
The Music Room, no.
It's this venue. They're more like dance, techno type music. You're a DJ, so I thought maybe you were familiar with them. So there's this venue. They're closed now, but there's a venue downtown called the Music Room, and they allowed us to play a couple of shows there, and that was sort of our foray into playing gigs after building out the band and trying to master the music.
Okay.
And by the way, a lot of the versions of the songs, some of them we've kind of tweaked to our own flavor, but a lot of it is based on her last tour concert, the 2019. Is it Soldier of Love, I believe?
I think so. Yeah.
Last tour.
Yeah. I can verify that.
So a lot of the music, the versions of the songs that we do are based on that concert.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we the first show we did at Music Room, we sold out. And then we had a couple of shows in between, and then we went back to the Music Room around Valentine's Day and sold it out again.
Nice.
And then we had one more show, which was about 2 weeks before the whole world shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the clip on IG. I think that was the Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
And then we all stayed in touch, and we did a few live stream shows here and there. And
how was that experience?
Oh, it was fun. We got a good response. We got we did a really short set, 45 minutes. I think it was in 2021, and got over 1,000 views. I mean, it's probably up to more than 1,500 views now.
Yeah, I saw your the Facebook page. That's where you were broadcasting.
Yeah, it was the Facebook Live. Yeah,
Facebook Live. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Crush House Studios. They helped set that up. So
okay.
Crush House Studios. Yeah.
So it's Band I Do Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been grateful because with a few exceptions, we had to make some changes in the lineup. All the guys have hung in there. They put up with me and my iron fist to get the music right. And but yeah, they have been fantastic. And
you gotta have that one person in the group to, get that extra motivation. Like, let's get it together.
Well, I appreciate that because it's true. It's especially when you have a band that's, there's 7 of us.
Right.
And you have to have someone to drive it, because
Different
if not, then
personalities.
everybody's gonna, creatives, you know how creatives are, they oh, what's this shiny object? Oh, what's
I know, I get that too. Like, I'm the creative, but then it's like, my wife is, look, I'll be the pit bull. All right. You go ahead and, do your thing. But, we got to get this done, business mind. So, that balance does help.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned your wife. I have to. The guys, when something's coming up, a date or rehearsal or whatever, they always have to check with the wives to see if there's a conflict on the schedule. I think that's so funny.
Right.
That's the thing, I'm not married, so I don't keep anybody else's schedule except mine.
Right.
But yeah, I guess that's one of the wives' jobs, is to keep the schedule of the family.
Right. Because sometimes, because I know me, I'll just, we'll do this. And not even to see if, there's something already lined up. Wait a minute. We have this to do. It's like, oh, all right. Now we got to.
Yeah. It could be a family thing, or, whatever, commitment.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of that. But yes, that's, I was, when you were saying about, having a group, that group, everyone different personalities, and you trying to make it work, like a puzzle, it's got to click. The vibes got to be right, and I went through that too with like doing this platform, and I have a group, the Full Blast Tribe, they help out, and a real true friendship, but when it's business minded, when they help out, it's, it's good. The vibe is great, and you need that, when you're part of a group. So
I agree. I think that's really important. And, I sort of took it for granted before I started this band.
Mm-hmm.
If you love what you do and you love music and whatever talent instrument that you use, you just, show up. But yeah, there's a lot of nuances. There's a lot of personalities. And with this band, I think really the foundation was, and also if you're starting a band, you have a lot of passion and you really want to make it work.
Right.
And it's honestly hard to find people who have that same passion for a particular project as you do.
Yeah.
And so one of the main things was, and I think we talked about it at times when we were bringing new people into the group, is they have to love Sade.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can play her music, but we were looking to master her repertoire.
Yeah.
Not just, not only pay homage to her but really tribute her music.
Yeah.
And so you had to have a love for what she does and who she is, and also, that, like you said, that personality, that sort of culture, play nice in the sandbox type of mentality. I think we sort of created that environment where there's a tremendous amount of respect. I mean, I don't know what musical situations you've been in, but I've been in many over years. And sometimes there's ego. Sometimes people don't necessarily play nice in the sandbox. Some people have their own agendas. And I'm not saying that's the general rule, but when you can find a group of people who 7 of us all have lives and careers and families, and this is really my passion.
Right.
We'll all come together and play nice in the sandbox and respect each other and come to rehearsal on time and, do play, if there's a song that we need to work on, they'll rep it, time and time again till they have it right. Like just dedication that the band has. And we're not playing stadiums, Amos. We're not playing, every weekend, that sort of thing. this is really a passion project and a hobby of ours. And the dedication that they've shown is, I wish it was the rule. I wouldn't say it was rare, but it's sometimes not the rule, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And so for that, I'm so grateful and just blessed to work with these guys.
I think it's like you said, when everyone has to have that passion. To me, like with the music's missing, like, because to me, when you were saying that, I was thinking of like the greatest producers and thinking about what their music palette was. They grew up listening to Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, and they, you had that quote unquote that real music in you. So it's a passion. And I think the music today, they're not attached to that. So that's why it doesn't sound, they don't have that passion. They'll just generate this cookie cutter and it just comes out and it disappears because it doesn't have that feeling,
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some wonderful vocalists out there, like Snow Allegra, and who else is out there? I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, I think there's some people doing some great things out there, but the musicianship, the instrumentation,
yes.
yeah, a lot of that is missing in today's music. And it's funny because, my parents, growing up, my parents would listen to music that they grew up with. And so I used to think, well, why don't you just come to the recent times, come to the present moment with the music. And I think they did to some extent, but they used to listen to a lot of old stuff. And now I do the same thing. I'm all about, 70s and 80s, music where they use real instruments, and there was a strong dedication to the musicianship and I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I have a stronger appreciation for it. Like now, like at my age, like before, when I was in the hip hop and you're playing what's the now, it was still good music, but we didn't really go back. Now I'm doing shows and I'm playing records. I got vinyls, still I'm collecting vinyl again. My uncle gave me like 5 crates of vinyl records, so I'm playing. He's got gems in there I'm still finding. So it's like just a deeper appreciation for like the musicians,
Right. Okay. So of course, as a DJ, I would imagine you would have vinyl, but you have like vintage vinyl. Sounds like.
Yeah. I'm still finding gems that he gave me, and it's like wow, and but there was a joke with my father because they lived next door to each other back in the days, and my father, he would always write his signature on his records. So my uncle gave me the records. I'm going through them and I'm like, wait a minute, this is ADB. And I call my father and say, hey, your brother has some. He goes, yeah, I know. He stole some of them from me back in the days. And now I'm just getting them back. But, obviously I'm going to keep them. But it was just a funny story that, his brother was taking his records or borrowing them and never bringing them back.
So, oh, wow.
It's funny. But, yeah, and Sade, coming back to, what you guys are doing with the band, I was following y'all since I think last year, and I was saying, I want to come out and do a show, but working and everything. And now it's like, I see the show y'all have coming up February 10th. It's at the Garden Club at Wild Heaven West End.
Yep.
Friday, February 10th. Doors open at 7, showtime's at 8. We cannot wait to come. We know it's gonna be phenomenal. I've seen, like I said, clips of you guys performing, and the vibe is just, that's what we like. We like, we're not into the club scene anymore. Been done with that, and coming to these lounges or these events, where they have things like this. This is perfect.
Yeah, it's a total vibe. And if I were not in the van, I would come to the show.
Right.
It is the real deal. That's the only way I can describe it. Like these guys, they put it down, and they have their moments, and it's so, to me, like the way they play Sade's music, it feels so nostalgic for me.
Nice.
And I've been playing with these guys, for almost 3 years, and it's still, you know, like, I don't want to give it all away, but one of the highlights of one of the many highlights of this show, are you familiar with Moon in the Sky?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to me, Brendan takes that opening lick, that guitar lick,
And he just starts rocking it.
he just takes it to another level. I mean, every time he plays that part, I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to sing this song.
Nice.
Yes. And my favorite song was always like, "Is It a Crime?"
Yeah.
It's so big, and it has the crescendo, and
Right.
yeah, but it's a close, Moon in the Sky is kind of, gain ground on that because the way the band plays it.
Yeah. That song. What were the other favorite ones? I mean, mine off the top is Paradise. I even like Maureen. I'm having brain freeze right now. It's so many.
Yeah.
Keep
Jezebel.
looking. Oh, Jezebel. Okay.
So our sax player Ron. I mean, again, that's another moment in the show. I don't want to give it all away.
Right.
But he takes me on a journey every single time with that song.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it is about that song, but first of all, it allows him to shine as a sax player. He's real amazing. And also, I can kind of just, zone in on where he's taking the notes and the melody and everything. And so in my mind, I'm like, telling that story.
Right.
The way he plays allows me to tell that story every single time. And yeah, it's just so incredible.
Yeah.
So Jezebel is another favorite of mine.
Yeah, the saxophone in there is powerful.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. Ordinary Love, No Ordinary Love. That's my song right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's actually a real popular one. Smooth Operator is of course really popular, but No Ordinary Love and Cherish the Day seem to be songs that are really, really popular.
Right. Yeah.
Like I want you to play that song,
Yeah. Are you guys waiting to hear like the new stuff that she comes out with, and then like let's start to tackle these new ones? Or are you gonna like wait and let it I guess rotate to the masses for a while? Like,
yeah, that's a good question. So, I wish I had an answer, but I really don't. Okay. When it comes to the music curation, it's really been organic.
Right.
And we introduce new songs periodically. Like for example, a new song that we're bringing to this show that we haven't played before, the War of the Hearts. Have you heard of that one?
War of the Hearts?
Yeah, War of the Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a B-side, but it's a really strong song, and it's romantic, and it's a great kind of more jazzier piece of hers. And we just introduce songs organically. That's a great question actually, because I will be interested when new music does come out from her. Are we going to tackle it like head on? Are we going to just, let it simmer and see what we like and what we want to perform, what we feel inspired by? I don't really know, but I'm excited to see how it will unfold. Exactly.
And I guess it's different with now with radio. I haven't listened to radio in years, but I wouldn't even expect to hear like what station is going to play her music, because it's all of these I guess urban stations, quote unquote, you know, the lane of what they're playing is, you know, 18 to 34, maybe demographic.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Um, yeah, so I'm just thinking of her new music comes out. To me, she made her mark. The band made a mark. She probably won't even need radio. You have the streaming services. I wonder if they're gonna release it through their own website. I'm just thinking like different ideas now with the new future of, you know, streaming music.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't listen to a lot of local radio much anymore. So, but you're probably right. That's probably why, because I'm not in that 18 to 34 demographic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't listen to a lot of. I listen to some music that's more current, but
Right.
but yeah, I listen to satellite radio. There
Mm-hmm.
may be, there are a lot of stations there that might play her music. But
Exactly.
I think you're right. I think streaming and YouTube, that's probably where it's at for her as
Yeah.
far as the market.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to know is if she's going to tour.
I know. I'm like sitting at the edge of my seat waiting, you know, for
Yeah.
that one. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Q Biz, he's part of the tribe, Fullblastradio tribe. He said, "Salute Queen Jamelia, love your work, and the band is really awesome." So
Thank you.
yeah, he lives in Georgia as well, so I've been following him.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, what do you think about you guys? Have you guys thought about doing a like releasing something?
I know people ask us that from time to time, and it's definitely not off the table.
Okay.
Our keyboard player, Joe, he is a phenomenal songwriter, and he's put together some songs. The band, as like a 5-piece, they have a good vibe and they have a good sound. And so I definitely see them doing stuff in the future. So it's definitely not off the table.
Okay.
I think that if the path leads, let's put it this way. I'm not like focused on that. I am really focused on the Sade tribute, but if the path leads to us recording something or the band recording something, yeah, that would be wonderful.
Well, yeah, just like you said, organically, something will just come into play, and then okay, man, we did a few songs. Hey, maybe we can get a project going, then something like that.
Yeah. And I just have faith that it's gonna evolve the way it's supposed to. I'm not necessarily trying to force anything. Just let it evolve, and that's served us well because we have a group that is truly amazing in my eyes. I'm partial, of course, because I love these guys so much, but I'm telling you, I go to bands, I see musicians out all the time, and there's some great stuff out there, like in the local Atlanta market. But I tell you, these guys, they're the most underrated band in Atlanta right now.
Nice. Well, hey, we gonna big them up, and more people will know about you guys, and they'll get more eyes. So speaking of that, what about, I know, like you said, during the pandemic, you guys were streaming, because you guys do cover, and there's no, with YouTube, there wouldn't be a copyright issue. What do you guys think about doing like streaming, like at a live show? Because more of the DJs, I've seen like a lot of the DJs, we DJ on Twitch, and even when they're out doing a party, they'll still stream it. So the people that are not there, will be able to see it. They'll maybe do it a subscriber only. What do you guys think about doing that? That would get more eyes, I think, on y'all as well.
Yeah, and that would sort of expand our reach too, right?
Yes, because then you just get people from everywhere.
I know that idea has been floated around, especially during the pandemic when we were trying to figure out ways to get out there and play. Yeah, I'd totally be open to that. Just figuring out how to do that logistically, and
Right.
and what streaming platforms we could use and that sort of thing. Yeah, I would totally be open to that.
All right. But yeah, any ideas? I mean, float them my way. I'll let you guys know. I'm still working, doing, what I need to do to expand. So, I mean, anything, Full Blast Radio can do, as far as like if you guys, go live, I'll play it on the station, just, anything, we're all about good music, different genres.
Oh, so what you're saying is if we have music that we can float your way to play, you would
That as well. Yeah.
okay.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to hold you to that, and I'm going to
Okay.
bend your ear for other ideas because, like I said, I've kind of had my head down and been focused on the tribute stuff. But I mean, like the band itself, they're doing other things, and
Exactly.
they have creative goals, and I would really love for them to see that through, and so if there's an opportunity to work together, that would be fantastic.
Definitely. Because to me, it'll create another, like a lane. Like you said,
Yep.
you guys are out doing the live thing, but have it done simultaneously, in this new era, it would probably, to me, it would definitely reach even greater audience.
Yeah, I like how you're thinking. I love it.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So, anything else that you have in store with after this show on the 10th? We're gonna be there, and I know we're gonna enjoy it.
I hope you do. I hope you do. Let me know. Give me your honest feedback.
Definitely.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you there and getting your thoughts on our show.
Definitely.
But yeah, we have some things in the pipeline, and so hopefully later on this year we'll have some other shows come up.
Okay.
Once we get them confirmed, and I'm also looking to produce some shows out in other markets. That's always been sort of a goal of mine, and the pandemic kind of made things a little wonky, but I've got the fire to do that again, and so the markets that maybe Sade would never come to,
right?
I would love to be able to find a great venue and put on a show for the locals and do that. So that's like a goal, a dream of mine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice. It was wonderful, having you on the show. You got, come back anytime. Anytime you want to come back and, let us know about any new updates, new shows, anything. Let Full Blast Radio know. We're doing a meet and greet next month, March 9th, in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a meet and greet. And we're trying to do something for the 50th anniversary of hip hop, because this 2023 is the
incredible
50th year. Yeah, so we're trying to do something, and maybe we can connect with the band and do something, because that live experience with the band, like I think who did this? I think in 2001, the Jay-Z did it unplugged on MTV, and then a few like the hip hop were trying with the band, and I guess it did at the time with me, didn't connect. But then later on, as I saw, like Nas did his whole Illmatic album with the orchestra in DC, it was phenomenal. And just that band, that live instrumentation, it just gives a whole new experience, especially watching it at a concert.
Right. So when Jay-Z did that unplugged thing with the band, the live band and all that, you weren't feeling that?
It was different, because it was like, we were in hip hop at the time. It was still early. And then, he's on MTV and he's playing on a band. And, I'm younger. I'm still in, it's just this hip hop. This is hip hop, drums, scratches. And then all of a sudden it was just a shift, with him doing that. So it just caught me off guard. Like,
Okay.
You know, but then, you know, you get older, you know, season more, then I'm like, now I'm starting to appreciate more of like live instrumentation. And
Yeah,
then I'm
the
seeing
music
my,
appreciation,
you know,
yeah.
greatest artists doing it. So I got more appreciation for it, you know, as I got older. So I
Oh,
think
okay. That's
that,
interesting. That's an interesting perspective because when he did that, you know, I don't know, maybe junior high, high school. I'm not sure, but I was like, because I'm not a huge, you know, I mean, I like Jay-Z coming up, but when he did that, that was like really a big deal for me.
right.
I really
Right.
appreciated the live instrumentation and
Right.
against his old rap thing and
Exactly.
yeah, I really liked it at the time. So it's interesting. It had to grow on you a little bit.
Yeah.
I wonder
Now,
how.
if I listen to it now again, I'll probably like it even more now. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it was cool when he did it, you know. And
right.
then, you know, then I saw like Lauryn Hill do it, you know. Then it started like growing on me, like, okay, this is a different experience, you know. So
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to the 10th and listening to this live experience. I'm
yeah.
sure I'm gonna love it. I'm sure I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, and you know, one more thing before we sign off. So
Yes.
you were talking before about you wanted to see her in concert the last time she toured, right?
Mhm.
And you weren't able to.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like 2011.
Yes.
Um, so that I think that year I created a vision board, and one of the things I wanted to do was see Sade in concert. So I had
Mm.
part of the vision board was to have I had a picture of her, and I really had no idea that she was coming to Atlanta.
Okay.
And I thought that this would be like someday I want to see Sade in concert.
Mm.
So lo and behold, she came, and I went with my sister, and this was when that same year I created that vision board.
Okay.
She ended up coming to Atlanta, and I went with my sister, and this is when John Legend opened for her, and that was when
Oh,
I
okay.
was first getting started. And I remember when my sister probably thought I was crazy, but she came up from the stage in this little thing, and I was like, oh my god, it was like a dream come true for me. It went
Right.
from my vision board to wow, I'm actually at a concert. So all that to say, if she tours again, you better not miss it, Amos.
Oh no, I'm definitely I will not miss it. I saw Nas for the first time when they did a New York State of Mind tour in Atlanta, and I was like, I'm not missing that. So, and I said, Nas, now I'm done. I said next is Sade. I said I got to see Sade, and when they announced that she's gonna do another album and probably tour again, I'm like, yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
If she doesn't come to Atlanta, like say she goes to Florida or another state
Yeah,
over, I'm gonna
Florida,
drive.
Birmingham,
Yeah.
Nashville, yeah,
Mhm.
Charlotte, I'm there.
There.
Mhm.
There. So everybody, the band is Band Adu, the Sade Experience with Groove Mood. It's Friday, February 10th, the Garden Club at Wild Heaven West. Doors open at 7. You can purchase your tickets. The link is in the description. And I also pinned it to the top of the chat so people could just click on it and go to the site, check it out.
Awesome.
I appreciate you
I
coming on Full
appreciate
Blast
you.
Radio. Thank
And
you.
Groove Mood is the band,
Mhm.
is Band I Do. They have their own, like I said, they have their own thing going right now, and it's like a R&B, jazz, funk review type of vibe. And
Nice.
so they're opening at 8 o'clock. So come check it out.
Nice.
They're
Nice.
amazing.
Nice. Yes, thank you once again. And we will, definitely stay in touch and connect on, like I said, the new things going on with the push this music forward.
Yeah, I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, let's stay in touch and see. And I'm going to bend your ear because you have a lot of ideas. So I'm going to be bending your ear,
No doubt.
and hopefully we'll be able to work together and
Yes.
push this music forward.
Definitely. Thank you once again, and I'll see you the 10th.
See you next Friday.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all on Twitch 8 o'clock, I have the show coming up called let me see. Let me throw the flyer up real quick. It is called You Are What You Listen To. You Are What You Listen To. So I'm gonna be playing a lot of music that I listen to. And that's gonna cover a lot of genres of music. That's going down at 8. I will start the stream around 7:30, 7:40. Twitch Full Blast Radio, y'all. I'll see y'all then. Peace.